Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Cassandra Y. Branch, also known as Lisa's Believe Ministries. I am just excited about our talk today, being emotionally overwhelmed. Overwhelming emotions can have us saying things like, I'm so done with this stuff. Some of you may say, I'm so done with this shit. But anyway, I don't know what the pay is, but our emotions have a job to do. And that job is to get our attention, to shake us up so that we can mentally tell ourselves that something is wrong and that we need to make a change, or I need to make a change before we end up feeling worse, or we end up going down a dark road, a road we don't want to go down. And so anyway, come on in, grab your pillow, grab your journals, grab your writing utensils, and on your way in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button so that you can always be notified whenever I do come on. Okay, let's talk about being emotionally overwhelmed. Come on. So we have discomfort, we have emotions, we have stress, we have fear, and oh my, we all have times when we are caught up in anxiety, barely coping, and you may be asking yourself, am I emotionally stressed? Am I emotionally overwhelmed? Am I tired? Because it can all feel quite the same. I know you can relate, so I'm going to share with you what I did a few weeks ago. I was dealing with some personal stuff. Um, there was so much that could go wrong, that could go right. I felt like I had no control over the situation. And that just made me feel overwhelmed and anxious. And so I did something wrong. This is where I know you guys can relate. I chose to ignore my feelings. Instead of connecting to what I was feeling, I chose to ignore it. And guys, this is a big no, because what would have happened if I would have just stopped and slowed down to connect to my feelings and deal with the issue inside? You know, maybe I would not have felt like I was being overwhelmed, or being taken by fear and overwhelming sense of being defeated, which is definitely not like me. You know, I was tired, but if I would have connected with my feelings, I could have used the power within me to shift my reaction, right? Because that's what we do when we feel overwhelmed. We react. Our reactions are based upon what we are thinking or what we are believing about ourselves or situations. So I applaud my emotions for trying to do their job. They were trying to get my attention, but I was being hard-headed and I chose to ignore them. What is being overwhelmed, and what does it feel like? What does it look like? Let's talk about that. Being emotionally overwhelmed can look different for every single one of us. But here are some ways to tell if you are experiencing overwhelmness. You're going from thing to thing to thing without ever truly checking in with yourself. You're just flowing through life wherever the wind takes you. You're checking off your to-do list, but never catching up. Helping others before helping yourself. You're racing against time, feeling unbalanced and anxious. You're losing control of your life, not knowing who you truly are. You're you're having feelings of limitations. You're crying often and you're heading somewhere, but not knowing where you are going in life. So it can get easy to get caught up or to get lost in overwhelmness. Maybe right now you're having your own moments like this. It feels like the pressure has overtaken you. The feeling is unsettling. I know in these situations you are saying to yourself, how can you feel like you know what to do when you don't feel like doing anything? But you are here now. So breathe in. You have made the choice to do something about it. That counts for something. Breathe out. Something I heard and am learning to get better at is to just take action today. A better way of saying it is to learn to accept what you can do right now to be who you are right now. Write that down. I'll repeat it. Learn to accept what you can do right now to be who you are right now. This reminds me about my car. A couple of weeks ago, I needed to get my car inspected and get my registration, and I decided to get an oil change as well. Let's get it all taken care of. And on top of that, I had a couple of other things on my to-do list for that day. Well, you know how things can go when it comes to your car. And today, companies are short of staff. The wait time is so long. It's outrageous. Everywhere we go. So even though I had an appointment for my oil change, I was there much longer than what I intended to be. I did not make it home until after 4 p.m. that day. And you know me, I had it in my mind to tackle my to-do list. Even though I'm tired and I'm here in the state of Texas, you guys know it is extremely hot here. And so anyway, you'll be proud of me. I said no. Instead, I cheered myself on for my accomplishment, which was taking care of my car today, which means that I was accepting what I could do right now. And right now, who I am or what I am at that moment was tired. I was tired, and I recognized that. And so I poured me a glass of iced tea. I put my feet up and I relaxed, and I was proud of me, and it felt good. And so that's an example of accepting what you can do and just being in the moment with yourself. So one thing I love about my Rising Women Coach programs is that I teach my clients how to make choices that are best suited for their personal success. You too can make a choice to create space for new energy by releasing things and only holding on to those things that are true according to God. So what you do not want to happen is to find yourself in a moment of endless darkness due to overwhelmness, and that's why I'm here. That's why you're here, so that we can together receive steps that you can apply today to address your overwhelming feelings. Hopefully you have already started taking notes, but if you haven't, this is where your journal comes in. Write this down. Make a choice to stop and see what overwhelmness has to say. We have to listen to our feelings, and not just listen, but we have to address our feelings, okay? So apparently it's trying to say something because we're feeling it. Avoidance is only going to provide you with temporary relief, and it can backfire if this is your main go-to tool. Trying to run away from your troubles and feelings increases stress, and it undermines your self-confidence. So today, let's make a commitment to run to it. write this down or say this: I am committed to running to it. Say it, write it down. The first thing I want to tell you, number one, write this down: connecting the dots, by connecting with overwhelmness, because it needs your attention. Be honest with yourself right here. These are some activities that it's gonna take some time, and when we get done here, you're going to have to take some time to really think about this, to really connect with yourself. So right now, I just want you guys to be writing it down so that you can go back later and, connect those dots. But anyway, again, this may take some time. You may show some emotions, and that's okay. Allow it. You need to get to the origin, the cause of this, by connecting the dots. And so we start by asking questions. You want to ask your feelings, okay? Why are you here right now? Write this down. What caused or created this feeling? What is it telling me about myself? What am I believing about myself? Right now, what am I believing? And during this exercise, allow yourself to feel it, okay? How can I learn something about myself? What can I do differently, or how can I respond differently? Negative thoughts and things can keep us stuck. This is what is creating your reality. When you water the wrong things are going to keep growing. And you can apply these questions to any situations that you are facing, and it's going to help you. So keep these questions always. Number 2, respond with prayer. I like Psalm 142:3, when David was speaking to God, and he was anxious, and he says, when my spirit was overwhelmed and weak within me, you knew my path. David trusted God through all his distress, his overwhelmness. He trusted God to guide him, to bring him through. And God never changes. He's the same yesterday, today. The same God that David trusted is the same God that we can trust, when we're distressed. The same God we can trust when we're overwhelmed. He is our refuge, and we can praise God in knowing that He will never leave us. He will never lead us the wrong way. And so just knowing that He will deliver and He will protect us on every side is something to praise God about, and that you can believe this. Respond with prayer so that overwhelm cannot feel like that it is plunging at you and bringing you down. I know that sometimes we are mixed up in our feelings and that we can't pray. Just have a symbol or something, have a gesture between you and God. I remember when my daughter was little, and I used to be able to find her on the stage singing with her classmates during a school concert or something. And I could not speak to her, but I could always look across the room, and she knew what this meant. If you guys can see it, she knew that this meant good, and she knew it meant I'm proud of you, I love you. And so maybe when you feel like you don't know what to pray, God knows. He hears us. He feels us. Have a gesture, have a symbol. God knows. God, I hurt. God, I need you. God, help me. Whatever it is, God understands. Just know that God will always carry you. He will always strengthen you and empower you through. Number 3, refocus your energy and embrace yourself. Love yourself. Fix your mind on what gives you joy and peace every day. Look inward instead of just outward. I like to call this the releasing strategy, right? It involves letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of anything that have no control over you. Take a walk, call a trusted friend. How can I do this? Meditation, prayer, a mini vacation, change of routine. Instead of cooking, order in. Get a massage, go to a musical, whatever brings your heart joy and peace. And sometimes this may take some time too, because we're not used to just spending time with ourselves. We're not used to embracing ourselves. So that is okay. Just give yourself time and space to work on releasing. We have things that we carry that don't even belong to us. Maybe it belonged to your mother, her expectations, and you have carried it as yours. Or it belongs to your friends. You're carrying the weight of their worries. Whatever it may be, release it and let it go. It does not belong to you. Rest in your new energy and let it flow with passion and love. Old energy will always be sneaking, trying to work against the new energy, creating challenges and anxieties. But you have the power and the capabilities within you. Connect to your inner self. Remember, connect those dots. Feed your faith, and it will motivate you to act. So remember this, guys, your seed of faith has the ability in itself to produce, okay? So keep practicing these 3 steps, keep building connections on what you already have connections with, and give yourself credit for each victory, and be patient with yourself. This is so important. Do get help if you need it. Navigating through being overwhelmed and unwelcome thoughts, it works best with support. So if you would like to work with me with one-on-one coaching, or you want to connect with me more, my Facebook page is Cassandra Y. Branch. My Instagram is Miss CY Branch. And if you would like a print copy of those questions that I gave to you earlier, just DM me with your email and I will gladly get those over to you. So I want to know what your overwhelm is like or not like. Let me know in the comments below. So guys, it's been real. I hope I helped you. I hope I gave you some good pointers. Let's connect and continue to grow together. Until next time.